Each week, we will practice different assessment instruments. I want to introduce as many instruments I can, and I want to introduce instruments that are commonly used in local early childhood settings. So you may know some of the instruments I will introduce if you are currently working in the field or you worked in the field in the past. Today, we are going to practice ESI 3 Early Screening Inventory 3rd edition. This 3rd edition was published 2019, so it is very new version of screening tool. This is very brief screening instrument to measure students' development in 3 areas: visual motor, adaptive, language and cognition, and gross motor skill. And you have to remember each assessment should be individually administered for one child. And then this tool is for children's age from 3 years to 5 years and 11 months old. This test is for preschool age children, ESIP, and kindergarten age children, ESIK. The 2 different versions are in one assessment kit, and ESIP is for children's age from 3 years to 4 years and 5 months old, and ESIK is for children's age from 4 years and 6 months to 5 years and 11 months. The purpose of this screening tool is to identify young children who may need further evaluation to determine if they are at risk for developmental disability or school failure. This is a screening tool. This is not a diagnostic instrument, so it cannot diagnose students' disability, but we want to screen students' overall development using this screening tool. As we just learned, this test measures students' development in 3 domains. Visual motor and adaptive is the first domain, and visual motor adaptive domain include these specific items: building blocks, drawing text, and a visual memory game. The second domain is language and cognition. 4 tasks including block counting, verbal expression, verbal reasoning, and auditory sequential memory are provided. Gross motor and body awareness is the last domain, and for this domain, a lot of fun activities such as balancing, hopping, skipping, those activities are provided. Materials. So to use this instrument, you need to have these 4 materials all the time. And the first one is examiner's manual. You see my arrow to the picture. The book in the left side, that is a manual. And direction in the manual is available in English and Spanish language. So if you want, you can implement this instrument and assessment in Spanish language for your Spanish speaking student. And manual actually tells you very detailed things such as what to say, how to say, when to present what material, such things. So you will always need this manual for your assessment. And scoring sheet, parents questionnaire, and screening manipulatives you see at the bottom of the picture. Those are the also required materials for this assessment tool. Some materials are not included in the assessment packet, so you have to prepare by yourself to use this instrument. Those include paper, construction paper, pencil, or manila file folder, such things. So if you want to use this instrument, remember you have to prepare these materials by yourself. So questionnaire consists of 5 sections, including child information, family information, school history, medical history, and child development. So this parents questionnaire will be used as a supplementary information to understand the child. administration. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to complete, and you are going to individually administer this test, which means you have to pull out your student, one student, to one-on-one setting, and you are going to individually administer the test to one child. If the child refuses to respond to a specific item, the item can be re-administered later in the session. Refuser received no credit, and you are going to circle no response for refuser on the scoring sheet. If you see 4 or more refusers, that means the test is unscorable. Now we are going to take a look at the scoring sheet. Today we will practice the ESI-K kindergarten version. So this is the scoring sheet. Please do not share this or any other assessment materials for the copyright issue. We are going to use this form today with the purpose of practice only. Before starting the screening, you always need to compute students' chronological age first. So, this is an example. You are going to subtract student's birthday from the screening date. So, example, you see birthday was 2015, October 20th. Date of screening is 2019, October 15th. So, you're going to subtract birthday from screening. Sometimes you have to borrow a month or dates. So, the rule is when borrowing days of the month, always borrow 30 days regardless of the month. So if you borrow a month, it always gives you 30 days. And when borrowing months, always borrow 12 months. So 1 year gives you 12 months, right? So there will be no exception. So once you get the student's chronological age here, this child K, the chronological age is 3 years, 11 months, 25 days, right? So that is the child's chronological day for the testing day. And based on the chronological age, you can get the right form. ESIP is for students aged from 3 years and to 4 years and 5 months, and ESIK is for students aged from 4 years 6 months to 5 years and 11 months old. So let's practice. So our case, our student's name is Daniel J. The biological gender is male. If you're not comfortable identifying student's biological gender, that is okay. You can just leave it empty. You don't have to write down the student's biological gender. Or if you don't want to, you don't have to. It's optional. Now we are going to subtract the student's birthday from screening date. So you get that student's chronological age, 4 years, 10 months, 2 days. So we are going to use ESIK for this student, Daniel J. And today we are going to practice gross motor domain. You know it has 3 domains to evaluate students' development, and we are going to practice number 3 domain of this tool, gross motor. So before we practice, you have to know how to implement this evaluation, the assessment. So you have to read the manual thoroughly. So I scanned the manual pages for you. I scanned the English version and Spanish version, both, and they're on Blackboard. Please download the manual page, and please read the pages thoroughly before practice. So you can pause your video here, then read the manual, and then you can resume your video. Now, this is a page from your scoring sheets for gross motor domain. You are going to use this page to evaluate Daniel's completion of the first task, which is balance task. You're going to use this page and watch the video clip, and you will evaluate Daniel's performance.
Now we're going to play some standing up games. I want to see you stand on one foot like this while I count to 10. Okay? Ready? Go. 1, 2, Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great.
Daniel is my child, and Daniel is 5 years old. So I asked him to help me recording this video. And you can tell Daniel could stand on both feet for 10 seconds. So I could give Daniel 2 points for this item. Once you're done with testing all the items, then you'll get the total score for each page, and you are going to add them up to get the final screening score. So hypothetically, I said the final total screening score was 19, and you can get the final decision. By looking at the cut scores table, you see at the right side. To use this table, you have to look back how old your child was, and then our case, Daniel J, was 4 years, 10 months. So we are going to use the first age range, which is 4 years and 6 months to 4 years and 11 months, and the total score was 19. So you can tell the child's child is in OK group. So in the summary section, you are going to circle on OK. That is the final decision. So here's what the 3 decisions mean. OK means OK. The child is developing typically, normally. Rescreen, children who score in the rescreen category have marginal ESI 3 scores. The ESI 3 should be readministered to them in 8 to 10 weeks. Refer means further assessment or identifications are needed. So you are going to refer the student for further evaluation. On Blackboard, there is a sample, Child E sample. So please download the file and take a look at it. You will see the completed recording form and also interpretation of the result.